Today I'm going to be making a mince and onion pie. Rich savoury mince, sweet onions and golden flaky pastry. Proper comfort food. Let's get cooking. So I've got a pan here on a medium heat and I'm just going to add a good glug of vegetable oil. And then to that I've got 500 grams here of 5% fat beef mince. Straight into our pan. And we want to basically start to cook this off, and I want to take it until it's all nicely browned. My meat is now nicely sealed, so we're going to go in with one large onion which I've just diced. And we want to cook that now until that onion has softened down nicely, and we're looking to brown that meat now even further. I want to get as much flavour out of it as I possibly can. Okay, so my onions are softened down nicely and my beef is cooked as far as I want to take it at this stage. So we're going to go in with a really good pinch of salt, a tablespoon of tomato puree, and just stir that through now. The tomato puree is cooked out for about 30 seconds, so I'm going in with a tablespoon and a half of plain flour. Again, stir it through. A good dash of Worcester sauce. I'm going in with a good tablespoon there. And then gradually in with some beef stock. Now I'm using a beef stock pot for this. And we'll just add it bit by bit. I don't want this to be too thin. Remember, this is going in a pie, so we want that gravy to be nice and thick. I'll start with that. That's 300 millilitres so far. We just want to bring that up to the simmer now to see how thick this becomes. Okay, that's had about a minute now, and that's the thickness I'm really looking for. As I say, you don't want this too thin. I'm just going to go in now with half a tablespoon of HP sauce, but if you're a daddy preferer, use the old daddy sauce instead. And then to that, some white pepper, about a teaspoon. Okay, so our beef and onion mix is now ready. What I want to do is let this cool down before I put it near any pastry. Now, if you want to jazz this up a little bit more, by all means, add some diced carrot, potato, even swede, or all three work perfectly well. Personally, I prefer mine old school, just as mince and onion. But you make it whichever way you prefer. So I'm going to put that to one side. We can move on and make our short crust pastry, and this is exactly how I do it. To a food processor, 370 grams of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of table salt. Get your lid on and just pulse that to combine. Next in with 230 grams of cold cubed unsalted butter. Again, lid on and pulse until you get a breadcrumb texture. Once you're happy with it, stop the pulsing, put it onto a continuous blend and add in 4 tablespoons of cold water. And you want to keep that going until it forms a rough dough. And that's it, that's all coming together now nicely, so we'll switch that off. Empty it out onto a work surface. And just bring it together. And I like to just flatten mine out a little bit like that. And then wrap it in some cling film, put it in the fridge for a good hour before use, or if at this stage you're not using it, just chuck it in the freezer and it will keep perfectly well till the next time you need it. So our pastry is now out of the fridge and I've just let it rest at room temperature for about 10 minutes. Let's unwrap it. I don't want to use all of this yet. We want to save some for our lid. So I'm going to basically probably use just over, probably about 3/4 or just over a half, and I'm going to wrap that back up and put it in the fridge so that that butter stays nice and chilled. And that can go in there. Just get some flour. Just want to flour our surface here and also our rolling pin. Plenty of flour on there. Get rid of that. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is just make this into a round. I find it a little bit easier if it's in the roughly the right shape that we need it. As some of you might know, if you've watched the channel before, pastry is not my strongest point, I'll be honest, but it's all about taking part and having a go. Right, so let's roll this out now. This is a nice pastry to work with, I'll be honest. This is the way I've always made it. And for me, for someone who's not that confident with pastry, it always works. Well, let's hope so. So just roll this out, flip it over, and I just tend to, whether it's right or wrong, sort of just keep revolving it so I'm getting the rough sort of shape that I want every time. And that's it. I think that looks about right. I'm happy with that. Let's just move that to one side for a second. Here I've got a baking tray. I always tend to put mine onto a baking tray, and here a removable base tin as well. And all I've done with that is lightly greased it with a little bit of butter. So get your pastry, let's offer it up. Obviously try not to stretch this as you're getting it in. Just tucking it in to the corners. And with this, you do want an overhang on it as well. And that looks pretty good. Greaseproof paper. Obviously, downside making your own pastry is you don't get the free gift like you do with a Just Roll or something like that. And I'm just pushing that in there. And then I've got some baking beans. My son's left me some. He hasn't had any food technology classes lately, which is pretty handy. I've got a full tub there. You now need to preheat your oven to 180 fan. We're going to blind bake this for 15 to 20 minutes. Our pie crust has now had its 15 minutes. I've let it cool slightly for 5 minutes. We're now ready to add in our mince and onion filling. Now guys, before I made this today, I was thinking to myself, should I make pastry or should I buy the ready rolled stuff from the supermarket? And I'll be honest, it used to be a no-brainer making your own pastry because it was so much cheaper. But when I looked at the price of butter, flour and everything else, I think like if you buy the supermarket own brand, I think it's about £1.80 for a slab of butter. But if you're going for some of the more name brands, it's like over £2 by the time you then add in all the other ingredients. And for me, it works out pretty expensive, especially when you can buy a ready rolled pastry from the supermarkets for about £1.40 per pack. It's pretty cheap. Let me know down in the comments, what would you do? Would you make your own? Do you tend to make your own, or do you always go for the shop bought? Because as I say, used to be a no-brainer. I'm not sure now, given the prices of stuff, certainly here in the UK. If you're elsewhere in the world, please do also let me know what the price is in your country. Okay, so I'm just putting that in and I'm just flattening it out, and that is nice and thick, exactly the way I want it. Where's my egg? Here it is. So I've got a beaten egg here. I'm just gonna brush the edges of the crust. That's it, all the way around. I'm gonna trim it up afterwards, just the way I do it. How do you do yours? Do you do it now, or would you wait till after it's cooked? I'd love to hear from you. So that's that. Actually, I'll keep that there because I'm going to need it. With the other bit of pastry I had, I cut it out into a round. I always do this. I don't know why. I find it easier when I come to lay it on the pie because I put it back in the fridge so it's nicely chilled at this stage. So I'm going to get that into, or onto, should I say, our pie, and hopefully it will fit because I didn't have this to measure it up against. That looks pretty good. And I'm just going to push down on it. I'm not even going to go round with a fork or anything, just pushing it down on those edges. I'm going to give it a little slit. The reason obviously we let that filling cool down is we don't want the steam to melt the butter in that pastry too quickly. We want this to be nice and crispy and flaky. And if you've got a hot filling, it's not going to do you any favours. So let's just brush this now with some more of our egg wash. That's it, last little bit there. I like plenty of egg wash on mine. I'm hoping this comes out nice and golden brown. I always find it a little bit more inviting than looking anemic, that's for sure. Okay, so that's now going to go back into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes, or until that pastry is nice and crisp and golden and the filling is nicely cooked and warmed through. Okay, so our pie is out of the oven. It took 30 minutes and I've just let it sit for a little while. I've taken the crust off and I find if you let it cool just a touch, it helps so that it doesn't crumble the rest of the pie. And sorry, I am laughing. My wife just said to me a second ago, thank God you don't make pastry that often. I made a real mess. There was flour, bits of pastry all over the floor. So maybe next time I will absolutely go the shop bought route. Anyway, let's get this on top of this mug here. I want to take this casing off here to expose our finished pie, and it should just come off. A little bit of prizing maybe. Oh, there we go. Straight off like that. Happy days. Let's get that back onto a board and try not to drop it on the floor. That would be a shame. And do you know what? I'm really happy with that crust. That's come out an absolute treat. So let's get rid of that. Not too hot. And let's cut a slice and see how the inside looks. Straight down there. Always do this. The edges. No, don't do that. And then... I should have probably used a serrated knife, might have worked a bit better, but we're in now, we've got to do it. And let's just take that out. Let's have a look at that filling, hopefully. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's holding together, it's not too saucy, just lovely meat and onion in there. Wow, cannot wait. Let's get that onto a plate. There we go. And most importantly, let's give it a try. Let's see how we've done. Of course, going in with some extra HP. What's your favourite, HP or daddy sauce? I like the daddy sauce, to be fair, but it's quite hard to get hold of. I think I've only ever really seen it occasionally in Tesco's. B&M, places like that have it, but we don't have a B&M near us, unfortunately. Right, let's see. Cut through there. Little bit of that HP on there, of course. Dreamy. Seasoned perfectly. I love that white pepper in there. You can taste the Worcester sauce. Everything is cooked perfectly, to be fair. The pastry, really, really good. Effort versus reward as opposed to a shop bought, ready rolled. I'm not sure. Bit of effort in there, bit of waiting time, which you wouldn't have to do if you bought it ready done. Either way, still tastes delicious. And so simple. I mean, it's a proper, hearty dinner. We're going to serve that tonight with some extra gravy. I'm going to have it with some peas and chips, proper old school. And of course, lashings of that HP sauce. Oh, I've got to have one more bite. That is so good. Simple ingredients, absolutely lovely flavours. You wouldn't be disappointed with that. That is for sure. Right. Guys, that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please also like, share and comment. It's very much appreciated. Let me know about, would you make your own pastry, or do you make your own pastry versus buying it from the shops? Let me know about the daddy versus HP. And if you've got a foolproof way of making short crust pastry, please do share it with us. If you're looking for other pie recipes, be sure to check out my comfort food playlist, which should be appearing around here about now. In there you'll find other pies like corned beef pie, cheese and onion pie, etc, etc. I'll put all of the details of today's mince beef and onion pie down below in the description as always. And all that's left for me to say is until next time, it's cooking good.